Hello and how's it going, everyone? It is Skullzi here with the latest and the greatest gaming news. Today I have some Bethesda Game Studios news for you all, something that I just discovered that is most likely related to the Elder Scrolls 6 and potentially Starfield as well. And it is something that the community has been criticizing Bethesda about for a while now, so it is nice to see them pay special attention to something people have been voicing their opinions about. Now, this recent discovery is within very recent job postings for Bethesda Game Studios, and as always, we'll be breaking this information down together because I'll be recording my screen. That way you can see that my bullshit capacity meter is always running at 0%, and that way you can look up and verify this information for yourself if you choose to. And we're going to start our adventure right here at the list for all Bethesda Game Studios jobs in Maryland that have been posted within the last 3 days. I keep tabs on these job postings on a daily basis, and I have for about a couple years now, so I am quite familiar with which job postings are repeats and which are actually brand new, never being posted before. Job postings like this, especially recent ones like the one we're going to be talking about today, allow us a rare and unique sneak peek into the secretive inner workings of Bethesda Game Studios, giving us an idea and a solid foundation in which we can base further speculation on. The job posting that we are focusing on today is brand new and hasn't been posted time and time again, meaning it's something that's very recent that Bethesda Game Studios is starting to do or pay special attention to. And that job posting, if you haven't noticed it already, is right here, for a UI programmer. You can see this job posting was literally posted less than 1 day ago. Like I said, I watch these things daily, so it didn't escape my notice. And if we switch over to the main ZeniMax website, you can see these are all of the active job postings within ZeniMax. But if we change the search filter for all available careers within Bethesda Game Studios, specifically in Maryland, it'll make it a lot easier for us to go find the UI programming job posting, which is right down here. Now let's go ahead and break down what the actual job posting says on ZeniMax's main website. You can see here this is the UI programmer job at Bethesda Game Studios in Rockville, Maryland, meaning it's not something for Fallout 76 because that would be in Austin, Texas. The overview for the job posting is as follows. Bethesda Game Studios is looking for a qualified gameplay engineer with a UI focus. The qualifications for this job are strict as per any other Bethesda Game Studios job opening. They want you to have a bachelor's degree in computer science or other comparable degree areas or comparable experience. They want you to have 2+ years professional software development experience in UI development specifically, because that is the point here. They want you to be a programmer with expertise in UI. I'm sure Bethesda could use pretty much any kind of programmer for a multitude of things. Their games are huge, especially when they're switching over to the next gen. They're going to need to do some work on their game engine, as everybody knows, so the fact that they're specifically looking for a programmer that specializes in UI design is a very clear indication that the Elder Scrolls 6 and potentially Starfield will have a completely revamped UI design. The user interface, the inventory screen, inventory management, all of that stuff is handled within the UI, and a lot of the people in the community have been saying that Bethesda Game Studios UI, their interface, how item management works, all of that stuff is pretty archaic. It feels outdated, and it is definitely something that Bethesda Game Studios could pay special attention to when it comes to improving their games for next gen. So this is pretty exciting news. Like I said, while these job postings from Bethesda don't straight up say you're going to be designing a brand new UI for Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 6, it's pretty clear from the information within this job posting and from where Bethesda Game Studios currently stands in their development timeline for the Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield. We can pretty much figure out what is going on here and what Bethesda Game Studios is doing. But like always, when it comes to anything Bethesda, this is still speculation, so take all of this with a grain of salt. Continuing on with the job posting, the responsibilities, what you're actually be doing is as follows. Implement and support UI systems to support games using C++, Scale 4, and ActionScript 3. Test and refine systems throughout the development cycle of the project. Work closely with design and art disciplines in the development of features, and this is a big one here because yes, this job posting doesn't necessarily say you're going to be designing a UI, but it says you're going to work closely with artists and designers who in turn they will make the UI. They'll design how it should look, how it would work best, and then it would be up to the UI programmer to actually make that happen. So yes, this job posting is very clearly connected to the development and the design of a new UI interface for the future of Bethesda Game Studios single-player open-world RPG games. They may implement some of these improvements in the Fallout 76, but we'll see how that goes. Fallout 76 is kind of on its own hybrid engine, and I doubt that a lot of the changes that Bethesda Game Studios would make to their single-player game engine could easily just switch over to the Fallout 76 multiplayer engine. The responsibilities continue to say that they want you to write clear, maintainable, portable code, which is pretty much anything that you should do programming anything, and they want you to participate in code reviews. Preferred skills are experience with a bunch of stuff, HTML5, experience developing and supporting a variety of games, and having previous experience playing Bethesda Game Studios games. So that is the complete breakdown of this job posting, but what does that mean? Where do we go from here? As I said earlier, well, these job postings don't tell us directly what Bethesda Game Studios is actually doing behind the scenes. These postings do allow us a rare sneak peek into the secretive inner workings that Bethesda Game Studios is doing, because this job posting is very active, so it shows us a recent decision that Bethesda Game Studios made in regards to the development of The Elder Scrolls 6 and potentially Starfield. I say only potentially Starfield because I believe that game is mainly in the testing phases right now. I think it's going to come out in a year, and I don't think that the UI is going to go through any major overhauls right now. I could be wrong, I'm not a game developer, so only time will tell. As always, I want to know what you have to say about all of this. What do you think of this UI programming job? How do you think that a new next-gen Bethesda Game Studios interface would look? How do you think it'll look in Starfield and The Elder Scrolls 6? Knowing that The Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield will have a new interface, does that get you more hyped for the games? Let me know down in the comments below, and every comment wins the internet and make it featured in a future video. Be sure to like the video if you enjoy the content, and subscribe and turn notifications on if you want to stay in the know when it comes to the latest and the greatest gaming news. Follow me over on Twitter for the latest channel updates. Come over to the community Discord chat server where there is always an awesome and active conversation and some speculation taking place. Be sure to check out Loot Drop, the official Skullzi merchandise site, and if you want to have your hand in providing future gaming discoveries like these and getting access to unique and awesome awards, then consider subscribing to the community on Patreon or join the channel here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. Links for all of these awesome things are down in the description below, and as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when assuming direct control assumes direct control.
It just works.